if you are a police officer or a military officer or in a security office. Leadership is not a position you occupy. Leadership is the ability to get things done. It's the ability to move people from where they are to a level, to a life that you want them to be. So the problem we have in Africa, and more especially in Ghana, is that you have people who are occupying positions, all right. But sad to say, they are not leaders. They are not driving people. Leadership and vision are like twins. You see, leadership is the software to the hardware of your position. For example, you have a computer. Without a software, it will be the latest computer on your desk table, but it's not going to function effectively. It's a software that will maximize the use of your PC. So the leadership ability is your software towards the position or the profession you occupy in helping you to get things done. That is why sometimes you have a whole lot of Korle Bu, a place like Korle Bu, they are having difficulties and problems. You know, that hospital departments have been closed down because somebody may have the qualification as a good medical doctor, but he hasn't gotten the leadership skills, be able to solve the problems that has to be solved. So the problem has to do with the kind of vision that must drive our people. You know, and in our world today, Africa is going through, or the entire world has what I call the 7 global enemies. Poverty, pandemic disease, number 2. Number 3 is illiteracy. Number 4 is hunger. 5 is war. 6 is insecurity in our world. And then 7 is leadership crisis. Almost the entire world, especially the developed nations, have been able to deal with what I described as 7 global giant enemies. Unfortunately for Africa, our leaders have not been able to surmount any one of them.
Could it be the way we elect leaders? And I always look at our case. I mean, before somebody become president, I'm sure minimum $20 million.
Yeah.
Minimum, you would have to have it either personally borrowed, loan for your flags. I mean, you have to even take your own voters to go and vote for you.
Right.
Feed them. So by the time you become a leader, you are $20 million in debt. I mean, with all good intentions, you owe $20 million. How do you now function as a leader?
I think, and I'm not too sure how some of academia will probably look at it. I blame the problem we have now has to do by and large with our educational system. We haven't been trained to think and to analyze issues and to solve problems. You know, today we produce what I describe as robot graduates. The professor, the lecturer would basically tell you, give me back what I have taught you in class. So you define things ditto, word for word. So literally, people are not thinking. They come out from our universities, and the people who are running our countries, running the government sectors, the various departments, you know, all our institutions, are products of our universities. And the universities have been trained us to think, analyze issues, be critical, and to solve problems. So what we have been trained to do is that just do what the professor has asked you to produce. So somebody goes into office, then the chief director is waiting for the deputy minister to direct him. The deputy minister is also waiting for the minister to instruct him. And then most often you hear the president saying, I have directed, I have instructed, I have directed. And one time I've directed the IGP. So you ask yourself, why are we always waiting to be directed? Because we are coming from an educational institution that has prepared you to wait to be told what to do. So we have a very serious problem. Not until we overhaul our educational system, we will produce this kind of leaders who wouldn't take us anywhere.
056 800 000. 0560 800 000. This one says, my name is Godwin. I think those countries got where they are now because they were determined to achieve their vision. And most of it all, it falls on the shoulders of the teacher. I'm going to take a break and keep your messages coming while we continue the conversation. Thank you very much for staying, and we are looking at the vision that God has here at 59. But they say that what the animals have eaten, you know, you can't have it back. So what you have to do is ring fence what is left so you protect and move forward. Now that's going to be challenging because we've all been living this big lie, and we are hoping that either the lie becomes the truth or we have to stop living the lie and actually live a reality. Bishop, is a very difficult question, but we as a country, we are living a lie. I mean, the president comes up, tells you, yes, you are independent, you are free, you are better than some, focused, don't lose hope and everything. However, in practice, collectively, all of us are not doing anything to achieve the Ghana that we want. So I'm putting it that we are living a lie, hoping that one day the lie will become a truth. But no country ever developed on democracy. No country ever developed by politicians. It is a social society. So we are living a lie. So going forward, can we actually live the truth that's going to produce the Ghana we need?
I believe we can live the truth when people begin to realize they need to become effective leaders. We need two basic things. Around when we just celebrated our independence, I was just thinking about the situation of Ghana, and I said, I think two basic things that we need: responsible governance and responsible citizens. We need responsible governance that with vision that will bring everybody together and say, in the next 10 years, 15 years, this is where we are going. Because you and I, if I ask you, Nana, in the next 15 years, where do you envision Ghana? Where do you see Ghana? I, as an individual, have no clue. The parliamentarians don't even know. Our lecturers have no clue. The taxi driver wouldn't know, because no one has spelled out a direction that will lead us in the next 15 years, 20 years of where we are going. And so we need that. And then we also need responsible citizens, citizens that will be committed to Ghana. We are too polarized. And definitely we cannot build a united Ghana or build a Ghana and develop Ghana with a divided people. And so unfortunately for us, people commit themselves to tribe before the country. So it's I love my tribe before the country. And naturally, we wouldn't go forward. So we are a divided nation. We need a leader who will unite us together, and then leaders who will spell out the vision of where we are going. It is possible, but we must begin to find leaders who will look at issues, not people on party lines, because no nation has developed based on party lines. No nation has also developed with a sleeping society. Our society has been sleeping for far too long. We believe that society must demand and put pressure on government if our nation definitely must go forward. And for me, that is what Nkrumah stood for. And that is what kind of leaders we must definitely provide.
You see, Nkrumah had the truth element, and when I say truth element, where it was him alone, all political parties were, look, forget it, not yet. So he has the peace of mind to carry on. Today, such a thing is a taboo to mention in Ghana.
Right.
But I am yet to read any country that started and said, yes, anybody who's 40 and hasn't been to prison before, form a political party and let us all, tear the nation apart and try and see who becomes the leader. And the system is such that at the moment, those who are not in power are hoping for something bad to befall those in power. So they are not very popular at the polls, and then they get a chance to come. And if it happens, then the cycle reverses. Where does a leader, comes from? Because no matter what happens, the opposition will say, it wasn't good enough.
You see, we first of all must desire to train people to become effective leaders. We must begin to demand that we need a national dream that will bring us and lead us. Martin Luther King made a statement. He said, I have a dream, and my dream is firmly rooted in the American dream. See, until an organization gets a dream, the individual's dream cannot be connected to the organizational dream. So if we have a national dream, then as a chief, within your area of jurisdiction, you will develop your programs and activities in relation to the national dream. Our universities will develop programs and strategies in relation to the national dream. Even the opposition parties will also be able to tap into the national dream. So what will take us to where we want to go, first of all, is the national dream that will drive us. It is just like a navigational system to an aircraft. You cannot fly an aircraft without a navigational system. For example, I keep on giving this example. You can have a very nice, brand new, 737 Boeing aircraft, have 350 passengers with 12 crew, get a berth of a captain flying the plane. Now he takes off, flight number GH1957, 1957.